Hi, my name's Air, and one thing I'd like to bring out on that point is that Maxam Pacific's policy on this matter is very unclear, and I believe really the base of this whole situation. They have continuously allowed dangerous activities to take place and perhaps encouraged. And what I'm really interested in is what is Maxam Pacific's policy on operating falling trees when there are people in the woods, because clearly trees should not be falling at all when people are in the woods. And the minute that faller saw people in the woods, his first reaction through the company should have been to turn off his chainsaw. And it is obvious the company is not encouraging him to do that type of tree, and perhaps, and I really do believe, encourages the fallers to try to scare us. And really that is what we really should be focusing on.
Do you feel that that's what was happening, that tape shows that they were trying to scare you, basically?
Without a doubt, they were trying to scare us, and they were playing with fire in a big way.
Do you feel that it was unintentional to actually...
I don't think that man wanted to kill anybody. And I really do want to, send out prayers for him and his family and his friends. And I personally am praying that this incident will help bring us together, where the community and environmentalists and workers can work together to come up with a way that we all get what we want and need and honor this earth without the corporations having to plunder our resources and cut and run.
There's a statement by the Sheriff's Office that it was quiet for an hour after the last time before you came back. Is it possible the logger didn't know you were there at the last fatal time?
Well, I think an hour was way longer than it was quiet. Yeah, I would say 20 to 30 minutes. And yeah, I do think that's possible. So it's a possibility. In the end, once he saw us, his first reaction should have been to turn off the chainsaw, and that's what the company should be telling their workers, and not telling them to try to scare us. I mean, I know it's a hassle to get the police out there, I know it's a hassle to get security out there, and they don't really want to deal with it, but in our society, that's the way we're supposed to deal with it. We're not supposed to deal with it by trying to scare people or kill people. We're supposed to go through the appropriate channels, which is the security personnel and the police, and that's really what they should be doing.
I hope you'll understand the question. There's obviously some folks who are going to say that you and David were putting yourself in danger's way and that in harm's way, and so that kind of thing was bound to happen at some point. And in fact, that's one of the things that Pacific Lumber's CEO is saying. It was bound to happen at some point. We're surprised it didn't happen before that. In some way, you bear some responsibility for being out there in the first place, trespassing where you shouldn't have been in a dangerous area.
Yes, we did. We willingly risked our lives to protect the forest, and this time somebody got killed, and it's a tragedy, but
we all knew we were taking risks. We all knew we were taking risks when we went in there, but all under the assumption of non-violent. Like we would go in and engage the logger and just talk to them and be like, listen, we believe this is you're illegally logging here, and just to basically put out the facts there and not just be like, oh, just because you're in the woods, you should be killed, or just because you're crossing the street, who cares if a car hits you, kind of thing. So basically, I take responsibility for, I know that it was a risk up there and that there's potential for danger to happen, but that to not let go of the point that when you're in a position and you're claiming to be nonviolent and of peace, and you're going to engage to talk to a person, and they have tools and huge machinery and huge power over you, then they should be conscientious of that and should know that they should be also taking steps to settle the matter as peacefully as possible, and always in mind that safety is first.
I don't know if Nero wants to answer this or who wants to answer this, but Pacific Lumber's putting out another press release today. They're saying they're calling on Earth First to stop organizing activities that send people in harm's way. They're saying the Headwaters deal is done, Headwaters is saved. Why keep this up?
The Headwaters deal is not done. The Habitat Conservation Plan is a scam. It's just a way to disempower the Endangered Species Act. We have to be in the forest to do the California Department of Forestry's job. That's why we were out there yesterday, because the California Department of Forestry is not doing their job, and we have to do it for them.
What's your name?
Michael McCurney.
My name's Zoe. What I witnessed yesterday was a very angry and violent logger. When we first approached him, he was very angry. He was yelling out curse words. He made one statement, I wish I had my pistol, I'm going to start packing it tomorrow. And he also warned people to put a hard hat on. You better wear hard hats, because this one's coming for you. The direction that the trees were falling in changed once he noticed we were there. They were falling down this way, and then he changed them over in the way of the activists.
Which means what?
Which means that I feel that he started falling trees at people.
Deliberately.
Deliberately.
So do you feel that he was trying just to scare you, or what?
To scare, I feel that he was trying to scare the people, and I feel that he may not have known inside that he was trying to do more, but it turned into more. And he, the whole time, yelled obscenities at us. He was very upset.
Was he the same guy, actually that same guy on the videotape we're hearing yelling all those words, is the same one who actually was responsible for it?
And I was very scared for my life because I thought he might have some kind of pistol or something like that.
And was there a domino effect? He fell one tree, which hit another, which then...
There was no domino effect. Once you mark the tree where it's going to fall, it falls on its own. The tree that he felled that hit David Gypsy chain was the tree he cut. There was no domino effect.
The Sheriff's Department says that because of the position of the body, the position of the tree, they're leaning towards calling this an accident. Can you tell me where the body was lying? Is that...
The body was lying underneath the tree. It was very painful to see. A fellow activist and I prayed next to him for a very long time. And his body was discombobulated. And from the way it looked, a limb hit him first, and the tree hit him, and it was instantaneous blow to the head.
This logger who actually did this, came down and prayed with you too?
He did come down and pray on his knees and ask forgiveness. And then we yelled for help. And they didn't have radios on their crew. I ran up towards the other ward crew and asked him to get a radio. He said he didn't have a radio. Asked him for his name. He said, I just hit somebody. Don't talk to me. Got in his truck and drove off. And the ward crew was on the other side operating the yarder that called the ambulance and called the police.
What do you feel? How do you feel about this logger? I mean, he was yelling at you one moment, praying with you the next.
I feel that he didn't realize what could become of his actions. I feel that he's a hurting man inside right now. That he voiced a lot of things that he did out of anger.
I think it's important that we don't treat this as an isolated incident. This has been a routine practice, falling trees towards activists, falling trees with activists in them. It's a wonder that people haven't gotten hurt sooner. This isn't just one logger. You've seen the tape, that's typical. That's typical of the way some of the loggers, not all of them, but there are some of the loggers who have been acting like that, and the police have routinely refused to file charges against anybody who assaults a forest activist. They have, all along the history of this movement, given out the message that it's all right to hurt Earth Firsters, and I believe they share some of the complicity in this crime.
Hello, I'm Jake. In order to add to that, shed a little light on that statement that he just made, I would refer everybody to the Luna video where Julia has footage of a logger falling a tree at her, and they apparently lost control of one of the trees that they were falling at her, and it almost hit her and almost knocked her out of her platform. So I think that just goes to show that this is not an isolated incident.